thing.
Not gonna
And
happen.
in my world, worst comes to worst, they just overcomplicate it. Yeah. Easy week. Yeah, no, let's make it more complicated than it has to
Yeah.
be. EJ, Eric, hey, it's great to see you again on this Friday. Thank God it's
TGIF.
Friday. TGIF.
TGIF. Yeah.
I do appreciate you making it on to go through what the Hive is thinking, or maybe perhaps not thinking, this week in particular.
The overly confident
The
Hive.
overly confident Hive.
Everybody's
Yeah.
figured it out. It took them
Everybody's,
five
they
weeks.
got
Come
it.
week
They
6, they're like,
got it.
piece of cake.
They, they,
I got it.
they all ran to the OTB, like
Yeah.
on Tuesday,
Yeah.
thinking, "Look at this! It's gonna be great. I'm gonna win a fortune."
That's it. That's
Anyhow,
it. That's
all right.
exactly what happened.
Let's jump right into the craziness.
Yeah. So heading out to week 6, heading out to Wisconsin. We got
Nice.
Platteville and Eau Claire. So Platteville, where are they? Platteville 6-0-2.
Yeah.
They've only given up 4 goals.
Yep.
Eau Claire's 8-1-2. They score a ton of goals.
Yeah.
They've performed the same against similar teams. Last year they played twice and they split the series. This is an even game, right?
No.
Not according to the Hive. 82%.
Yeah.
82% Eau Claire. And 16% draw and 2% on Platteville. So you got one person picking Platteville. This is an undefeated team that's given up 4 goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to lose. 100%. 90, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed loss.
Once you get above 75% in my mind, that's like pretty close. That's pretty much 100%.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
expectation. You know what? I think I may have picked Eau Claire because they have the country's leading scorer right now. But this is not a confidence. Yeah, this is not a confidence booster of a game, because I think the thing that surprises me is how underappreciated Platteville is defensively.
Yeah.
And
Four goals.
4 goals, and can they hold off Eau Claire? There's quite the possibility. It's doable. Look at St. Olaf, right? St. Olaf did it.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. You've got Eau Claire 3-2 in this one.
yeah. Yeah.
So I don't
So
know.
I don't know.
I thought that I was really surprised by that one. And we were joking when we first came on the air. We were talking about easy week
Yeah.
and yeah, in theory, some of these games are on paper easy games. I didn't think this was an easy one. Some of them are. I didn't think this one was at all. And you got 82% that said, "Yep, that's a win."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could have
Interesting.
seen keep Platteville at 2%. I would have thought Eau Claire at 50% and the rest on a draw. Like that would have
Right.
made been like, yeah, okay, I could see that. But this
Yeah. So
one,
you got one. We have, what do we have, 40? I think 45 or 46 this week.
nice.
And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 draws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically 40,
Yeah.
38, 39, 40 wins.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Crazy.
was a little surprised by that one. But we'll see. That's why they play the game, right?
And that's tonight, right? Yeah, that's the Friday game.
That's the Friday night game. That's the
Yeah.
first game. Yep. Yeah.
That'll be
Yep.
interesting. All right.
Yep. All right, Saturday, we've got Chicago at Rochester. Chicago has just lost their
Yeah.
4th in a row.
Yeah.
Rochester 6-2-2. Granted, they just squeaked by Nazareth 2-1. But Chicago, 4 in a row.
Yeah.
What does the Hive say? Chicago 49%. Rochester 20. Draw 31.
That's way too high for Chicago. I have no confidence.
I think it's high for Chicago.
Yeah.
I think a 31 draw. Yeah, I have no confidence in them either.
Yeah.
Why do they deserve 50% of the votes?
Yeah.
What have they done in the last 4 games to deserve 50% of the votes?
Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, I
And
can see
it's
Rochester
at
at 20.
Rochester, right? Second
Yeah,
column
yeah,
is at, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see Rochester at 20. That's fine, but that 49% should
No.
go to the draw. There should
Draw.
be,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that should move
I
over.
I don't have confidence they can score goals. Chicago. I don't have confidence they can score goals. And against Rochester, at Rochester, I just don't. I don't see that one at
Right.
all. So,
So, but again, this is why you play the
the
game
game, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
never know what's going to
Never
happen.
know. Never know. Watch Chicago will win 4-0.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a
Exactly.
nothing. Anger.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right.
Next one. Augsburg at, I keep calling him Gustavus. Is it Gustavus?
Yeah, I've always called him
Okay.
Gustavus.
All right,
So,
Gustavus. Gustavus Adolphus. Augsburg, Gustavus Adolphus. Augsburg's 8-2-2. Just had a tie this week against St. John's in Minnesota.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
2-2 game there. I've actually played at St. John's in Minnesota, and it was
Nice.
snowing at the beginning of
The
October.
Johnnies.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
They're playing at GA 9-0-1, who just had a 2-1 game at St. Mary's this week. Gustavus is 85%. 13% on the draw. One person's got Augsburg. Gustavus Adolphus is a legit.
The legit contender.
They're a
Yeah.
legit contender. I get it. I buy into it. I'd
Yeah.
actually like to see them continue to do well. Um, 85 seems a little high to me. I would think maybe 65 and
Yeah.
a little bit more in the draw. Maybe,
Draw.
Augsburg
Absolutely.
gets a draw out of it
Yeah.
because they're good enough to get a draw.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
don't see Augsburg like winning this. I
no,
definitely I don't. I think they're a good team, don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I just think they're going up against a different level. And I
right.
think the biggest that they can hope for is which you don't see Gustavus having a complete collapse, which again I don't see them doing. And Augsburg having like the cracker of the game of the season, which again I don't necessarily see happening. So I think the biggest that they could hope for would be the draw. So I would think that the draw would be
I thought draw would be a little bit
a
higher. I
little bit
mean,
higher. Yeah,
it's this is Gustavus's game, Gustavus's game, I
yeah,
guess. But 85 seems, and 85 always seems a little bit high unless it's really a
yeah,
lopsided game. Like there's one
yeah.
or two here where I kind of it makes sense.
Duke,
Um, Duke, Duke,
Duke
Duke
at
was not.
Everett.
I think Duke. I think even Duke was only at like 80%.
Yeah,
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 yeah, and Everett had, I think 2%, 3% in
yeah,
that game. Right, they
yeah,
were going to get a
yeah.
win. Yeah,
They were gonna get
yeah.
So,
Duke,
all right.
funny. All right, next one. Staying in the area, St. Olaf and McAllister. So St. Olaf is playing well. They're
Yeah,
they've turned things around, right? They're 7-3-1. They're undefeated in their last six. They just beat Carleton 2-0.
yeah,
They're playing 9-2 McAllister, right? McAllister's a good team, 9-2.
yeah.
St. Olaf 69%. Draw 24.
I
McAllister 7.
I can see this one. Like that's legit. Like I'm not like,
Okay.
yep. I think that's okay. McAllister. I think they're the Carlton of this year.
Mm-hmm.
I I think they can play. I think they can play with just about anybody. Do I think they're at a level that St. Olaf has been showing as of late? I'm not too sure. And again, this is just like the Augsburg Gustavus game. Like I think that makes more sense if they're gonna get something. It's gonna be a draw.
It's going to be a draw, right? So
Yeah.
are you buying this line because it's 69% and not 89%? Like if it what if
Um,
this were an 85% game like
I don't. I wouldn't buy that.
Adolphus?
Like, yeah. I just look at
Right.
just sort of the balance of it. Yeah. Is there an off chance? It's like, is there an off chance 1 in 10 game that McAllister beats St. Olaf? Yeah. Yes. Do I
Right.
think it's more likely a draw? Yes. Do I think St. Olaf? Yeah, I think they're the resounding favorites if you ask me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right.
As opposed to this
Uh,
next one.
Next one. This
Like
this
what?
was somewhat surprising.
Yeah,
Plattsburgh going to Cortland.
yeah,
Plattsburgh's 6-0-3. They haven't lost yet.
yeah.
Granted, they're not the cream of the crop of the SUNYAC, but they're still a good team. I think they're ranked 17th in the last poll,
Yeah, I
right?
think
Something like
so.
that. So they had no game this week. So they have a full week of practice and rest. They're 6-0-3. They're going to Cortland, who's 6-2-3, and just got pounded
Did but pounded. Like
by
it was
Oneonta 4
ugly.
nothing.
That's
4
where I
nothing.
have my doubts about this line right here. This is
So you would think that after that pounding that Cortland took on Wednesday, that
yeah.
everybody that submitted picks after Wednesday, waiting to see Wednesday results,
Mm-hmm.
would maybe lean towards Plattsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Because
No.
because Cortland just got hammered.
Yeah.
Cortland's 80% to win this game.
This makes no.
Plattsburgh is 7,
Yeah.
which I think 7 is 2 people,
Yeah.
and a tie is 13.
Yeah. I
13%. So 80% to win to Cortland.
I just don't. That doesn't make. And they don't have bad wins either. That's the other thing I look at. They didn't. They don't. They beat RPI, which is always a tough game. Fredonia, Morrisville. They tied. They're not.
It's a bad
I,
time, Marsville.
yeah, and I'm not sure Cortland is where they need to be at. Was that a one-off of Oneonta? I don't know, but they tied Scranton, they tied New Paltz, and then they lose to Oneonta. Yeah, that causes me pause, right? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
right. Yeah, I just don't. I just
But
this one seems a little bit
this is an easy
lopsided.
game though.
This is an
That's
easy
an easy
game,
game.
easy
Easy
one.
game. Easy win to Cortland,
Yeah,
80%.
yeah. And again, I would have
So
thought I would have thought there would be more draw. Again, take into
yeah,
account where
yeah,
Cortland is at. I would have seen more of a draw there than Plattsburgh even winning. But who
yeah.
knows?
No, I
Like
agree with you on that. So let's see.
if Cortland loses, alarm bells, right? Like to me, it's like you have there's something really wrong with Cortland if they
Draw. You
lose
got
this
one,
game.
two, three, four, five. You got 6 people drawing, and
Yeah,
they're all 1-1.
1-1.
All
Yeah,
6 picked at 1-1.
yeah.
Simple coach. Plattsburgh 3-1. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm being bold.
Look at
I'm
you.
being bold. I didn't even remember I picked that score. Like I don't
Fort,
I don't put any.
Fortune favors the bold, right?
Yeah,
Fortune favors the bold.
yeah,
There you
yeah. I figure I
go.
need the 15 points, man. If I could get that, like rocking. Woo. Um.
That's awesome.
All
Good
right.
stuff. Oh, this next one, F&M McDaniel. So yes, F&M should win this game.
Correct.
I think this is an easy game. A little tongue in cheek when I put this in there that
Yeah.
McDaniel was going to give him a challenge. Um,
I,
F&M's at 87%.
yeah.
McDaniel for draw at 9. I'm completely fine with that. What's the score going to be?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
score going to be?
Well, that's the hard. What
Yeah,
are
I mean
some of the
this is where
scores that people are
yeah,
picking?
that's what. Let's take a look. So we've got F&M. Uh, a lot of 2-0s, 3-0s, and more cat 4-0. Somebody's got McDaniel 1-0.
I just, you know what? The thing about F&M is the consistency. Like, okay, they got a couple good games under their belts. You know, they only lost to Hopkins 1-0. And granted, Hopkins is like we're gonna do the minimal goal scoring to win for the most part is their general
Right,
rule.
right.
Um,
You
and
only need one.
they don't turn around a large amount of goals. Very rarely do they do,
Right, right.
unless they're playing somebody way, way, way below their where they're at their level. I don't know. They might give a game. They might give a bigger game to F&M than again, especially since F&M. You know they tie, win, win, tie, win, win.
Right.
Right? Like, do they start getting on a roll? I think that's the thing
At
I
some point,
wondered
at some
about.
point they got to put it together.
Yeah,
Five, 0-5.
yeah.
I mean, they're in Williams
That's
territory now.
Williams territory. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. This one's a little high for me on the conviction of F&M. Should, should is
Right.
the key word. Should. Question is if and can they? So, I don't know.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. They haven't shown me
Shown.
enough
Yeah,
to say you're definitely going to win this one.
yeah, yeah,
There's enough doubt creeping in
yeah,
that
yeah.
maybe
That's what's
you kind
making
of
it's. Believe it or not, there's a lot of teams like that this year that are just kind of like, I'm not too sure, which makes the top
hmm
25 every week just
oh,
painful,
I know. I can only imagine.
painful,
I know. I stopped trying to
painful.
do that. Oh, brutal,
So,
brutal.
all right.
All right, next one.
Up.
Susquehanna Lycoming for the landmark lead.
Yeah.
So again, this one is Susquehanna for real? I mean, they haven't been for real in
Ever.
years.
Yeah.
They haven't been for real, and they were six.
12
They were
years. Yeah.
6-1-2. So
Yeah.
okay, maybe they have good recruits. Maybe they're putting some things together. And then they just tied Stevenson, who is not good.
Yeah.
They tied him 1-1.
Yeah.
Lycoming just tied Messiah 2-2.
Yeah.
Lycoming is 82% in this game.
Yeah.
Draw is 16, and Susquehanna is at 2. I'm good with this.
Yeah.
In
I
fact, I
don't.
might even give Lycoming a little bit more in this.
Yeah.
I don't know if Susquehanna can get points here.
Uh, you know, you just look. Yeah. I don't. I don't. I don't know. I don't think Susquehanna gets points. I think that's a
No,
really. I think
I think this. Yeah,
Lycoming is definitely and actually plays. I think a little bit tougher schedule than
yeah,
right. You know.
much tougher. I mean, they just played John
Yeah.
Carroll and then
Yeah.
Messiah,
Yeah.
and they tied them
And
both.
and probably the toughest game, or at least it looks like that Susquehanna played is against York, and they lost 4-0. So
Right, right.
you know, so yeah, and the
Yeah, that's I.
Stevenson game 1-1. Like,
Yeah,
oh come on,
I
like
don't. I don't think Susquehanna's as much as I wished for them to,
yeah,
have a return to glory season, if you
yeah,
will.
yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
it's there.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
it
they're
is.
in. I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah,
Um, and this is a loss, and this
yeah, agree.
starts the fall in the landmark for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
All
so
right.
I'm okay with that. We'll see.
Speak.
Speaking of York, right?
Speaking of York.
Alvernia, York.
Hmm.
York 49, draw 38, Alvernia 13.
Yeah,
Alvernia just
I can
tied
buy this
Scranton
one.
2-2.
I can buy this one.
Yeah, I think these are
You know.
numbers. I think York is the better team. They're 7-0-4. They just beat
Yeah.
Salisbury 1-0. Alvernia is 5-3-3. They just tied Scranton 2-2.
Yeah.
Um, Alvernia is not a bad team.
Mm-mm.
And as I said, they've got a great striker. I forget what his name is. I got to look it up. They've got a really nice striker up top.
Yeah.
They've got some good wins. They've done
Yeah.
some things well. York hasn't lost,
Yeah.
and they're doing what they need to do. I
Yeah.
think York's the better team. I think York should win this game, but the fact that it's only 49% with
Yeah.
38% draw, I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Alvernia had the surprise win against Cortland, right?
Cortland, yeah.
So, I just that's a little. I look at that and I'm like, that's the outlier. That says more about Cortland than it says about Alvernia, to be quite honest with you. I think. So yeah, I don't give them much of a chance against York, especially at York. So, and if
Okay.
there is, again, this is like Augsburg and McAllister. Like, I think the best outcome they could hope for would be the draw.
Right.
So
Well, this is a chance for York to put their stamp on that
Stamp on, yeah,
on the
like,
Commonwealth,
yeah,
the MAC
agreed,
Commonwealth. Put the stamp on it.
agreed,
it's our tournament this year.
yeah,
Our bye bye Messiah.
yeah,
Four, what, 4-5-1 Messiah?
yeah,
Four,
4 5, oh, yeah, something like just crazy,
right.
just
So,
crazy,
so good luck to York. Yeah.
yeah,
So that was the Commonwealth, the MAC Commonwealth, and then the MAC Freedom, FDU Stevens. I mean, traditionally these teams aren't even in the same ballpark.
no,
Um, and FDU was 8-1-1 coming into this game, and they lost this midweek to Newman 1-0.
yeah,
So that tells me they are what I thought they were, which
yeah,
is they'll be a good NIT team.
yep.
you know,
Yeah, they're
they're not in
and maybe punching above their weight a little bit because they're
right,
having a good go of it. Some
right.
balls bouncing their way. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
don't think this one is. I don't think
yeah. So
this one's real. It shouldn't
Stevens,
be.
it shouldn't be. Stevens is
Shouldn't
three,
be.
2-3. So you never know what's going to.
Yeah.
They've won less than half their games, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
played 8 games. They've won 3.
Yeah.
They're 93% to win this game with 7% draw, and
Yeah.
FDU goose egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I, I'm okay with this. Like
I'm
I think
okay with this one. This
this
one
was
is
an
the
easy game.
one where I am like the most
Yeah,
conviction. You know, like
yeah,
yeah,
me too.
I
But what's the
in
score?
yeah. Well, that's the tricky. Again, I hate when you ask that question.
That's why and
Yeah.
interestingly enough, almost all the scores, not a lot of faith in Stevens. A lot of
What, like
two
one
ones.
zips, two
Yeah, a lot
ones?
of 2-1s. A
Yeah,
couple 1-0s. Some not a lot of 2-3-0s.
yeah. That's a bit
Who's
of
the
a
draw? Draws 1-1. Two draws at 1-1. One draw at 2-2.
yeah,
So the 3 draws: 1-1, 1-1, 2-2.
yeah, yeah.
But there's not a 4-0. There's not a 5-0.
No,
There's no 4 goals. It's 3. 3 is the biggest
I just
number.
I don't know. Are the Ducks really out? Like, let me look at their um what their production's like. Win two, one, two. Yeah, the most they've scored is two. Like
Okay.
so maybe that's legit. I don't know if they'll get scored on this game. I really don't. So,
Stevens home to one of the best names in D3 soccer, right? You know what I'm
oh yeah,
talking about?
yeah. What's it? Oh, the one kid they
Right.
put on. Somebody posted it.
It's
Uh,
Americo Vespucci, right?
yeah, yeah. That's
Right.
that's
What's
great.
his name? Americo Vespucci.
Yep. Yeah,
A
that's
great
just
name.
great. All right, last one.
Last game, Trinity, Texas, 6-0-2, had the week off.
Yeah,
Concordia, 4-1-3, had the week off.
yeah.
What do we think?
This one's tough. I will. I mean, I think I'm not sure, but I think definitely Trinity is more the favorite. Not sure Concordia is the
78%.
yeah. That's
78% on Trinity, 18 draw, Concordia 4%, which I think would be one vote,
yeah.
probably. Yeah, one,
I
2 votes.
yeah. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That might be a little. I would have thought more of a little bit of a draw, possibly, because they are going to Concordia. But
Trinity's on fire.
the
I mean,
Trinity
granted, like I
is.
said, they had the week off, but they won. Hey, what,
Well,
8-0, 6-0, 5-0, four
yeah.
nothing.
I think Michael Meese is starting to really come up with goals. I mean, they're not shy about putting goals behind you. Like I said, 5
Right.
nothing. They've only conceded 3, and they've they've scored looks like 5, 8, 16, 18, 24, 20, 30 goals.
Yeah.
So aside from the 2 ties they had at the beginning of the season,
Right.
they've scored
Yeah.
multitudes.
That's they've
So
played 8 games. They got 30 goals.
yeah,
That's almost 4 goals a game.
4 goals a game. Yeah, just so. Yeah, I can buy this one. Like I said, I would have
Yeah,
thought maybe a little bit more on the draw side,
I'm okay
but
with this.
I think this one I'm okay with.
So
Yeah,
there's yeah, so like we were talking about the easy week. I think there are some easy games in here. I'd be surprised if we don't get a lot of these right, but you gotta think this is the time of year when you start seeing those upsets.
yeah,
Like Platteville can beat Eau Claire. I'm sorry, they
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Rochester can beat Chicago.
yeah. Augsburg can get a
Plattsburgh,
game. Like, don't discount
yeah,
Augsburg, right? Like, even
Augsburg can
though
give them a game.
okay, I
Right,
understand it. This the end of September, beginning of October time period is really when you see teams just sort of like blow a tire at the third turn
right.
and totally
So
spin
the
out. So
so the lowest game, the lowest consensus game we have is York at 49% over Alvernia and
yeah,
Chicago at 49% over Rochester. Everything else is in
is
the
lopsided.
70s and 80s.
Yeah, yeah,
Lopsided. You got to think some of those lopsideds are not going to pan out
no, no.
because that's how the game
That's
plays.
how the game is played.
Right,
Especially you look at, again, Plattsburgh, Cortland. Okay, right?
right.
Like that to me is one where that's the one. The Chicago Rochester, obviously, even though it's not as high. The Platteville Eau Claire. Like there's a number of games that you know. And again,
Yeah.
the last one, Trinity Concordia. Do I think Trinity wins? Yeah. Do I think Concordia can get something out of this? Absolutely. Right.
This is
So.
the first week, no, since week 1 where we
Mhm.
have no consensus draw.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
look at that. That's
we got flat out winners and
winners.
big winners,
Easy
big winners.
week.
Easy week, easy week.
Easy
Oh,
easy week.
and and let me tell you, next week not an easy week.
No.
I was looking at next week's
Ah,
schedule. Oh,
foreshadowing.
oh my! Next week you're gonna look at next
Yes.
week's and go, "Are you kidding
Legendary.
me? Are you
Legendary.
kidding me?"
Legendary. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it is.
Oh my
So
gosh. Start to
there's a
put,
little teaser. So stay
you
tuned for
know,
Monday.
bank your points this week
Right,
because next week is no
all bets are off.
all bets are off. How
Winning,
fantastic.
winning, winning score next week is going to be like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome. All right.
yeah.
Well,
So that's
well
it. That's
done.
it for Friday.
All
Yeah,
right.
exciting. Good stuff to the Hive. Appreciate everybody jumping in.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got 45, 46, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, good. This is
That's
exciting. We'll see
awesome.
what happens.
All right. All
All right,
right,
enjoy the
Eric.
weekend.
Yeah, you as well. We'll be in touch on Sunday.
All right, sounds
Enjoy the
good.
games, and I'll get
Yeah,
this posted ASAP, Rocky.
awesome. All
All
right,
right. All right. See ya.
take care.